Imagine waking up each morning with a quiet mind, untouched by the chaos of notifications. A moment of pure clarity, where your thoughts align with your deepest intentions. This isn't just a peaceful start, it's the foundation of mastering yourself before 2026 arrives. In a world that pushes noise, distraction, and endless demands, embracing 7 powerful Stoic habits will transform your life from reactive chaos to calm, deliberate purpose. These habits invite you to act silently and decisively, replacing complaints with control, to choose quality over quantity, and train your mind to crave less while doing more. You'll learn to treat everything you have as a precious loan, fostering gratitude and care in a fleeting world. You'll speak less and listen deeply, unlocking wisdom hidden in silence. And ultimately, you'll confront the impermanence of all things, awakening to a presence so rich it makes every moment count. This journey is about breaking free from destructive cycles and stepping into a life of true meaning, a life anchored in virtue, resilience, and freedom. As you commit to these 7 Stoic habits, you're not just preparing for the year ahead, you're reshaping the very way you engage with reality, with yourself, and with the fleeting gift of existence. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll see how these lessons are not just ideas, but the keys to a profound transformation waiting within you. 1. Start your day in silence. Disconnect to reconnect. 2. Embrace silent action. Let your deeds speak louder than complaints. Less, but better. Prioritize quality over quantity. 4. Desire less, act more. Cultivate relentless forward motion. 5. Treat everything as borrowed. Grow gratitude and care. 6. Speak less, listen more. Unlock deeper understanding. 7. Live with impermanence. Find presence in life's fleeting nature. If this is making sense to you so far, like the video and share it with someone who needs to hear this. We've explored the profound power of silence in starting your day, the quiet strength of letting your actions speak louder than complaints, the deliberate choice of quality over quantity, and the relentless forward motion that comes from desiring less and acting more. These are not merely abstract concepts. They are the bedrock for a life anchored in purpose, resilience, and genuine freedom, especially as we approach a new chapter in 2026. Now, let's delve deeper into the remaining habits that promise to refine your character, sharpen your perception, and unlock a deeper understanding of the world around you and within you. Treat everything as borrowed. Grow gratitude and care. Consider for a moment the things you cherish most: your home, your car, your career, your relationships, your health, even the very gift of your life. How often do we think of these as permanent fixtures, as entitlements that are undeniably ours? The human mind, in its desire for security and comfort, tends to cling fiercely to possessions, status, and even people, creating an illusion of ownership. This illusion, however, is a dangerous one, for it breeds anxiety, fear of loss, and a deep sense of injustice when the inevitable changes of life occur. The Stoics offered a radically different perspective, one that at first glance might seem unsettling but is, in fact, profoundly liberating. Treat everything as borrowed. Seneca, the great Roman Stoic, articulated this beautifully when he wrote, "Fortune lends us nothing forever." This isn't a call to detachment or apathy, nor is it an invitation to neglect what you have. Quite the opposite. It is an invitation to cultivate a profound sense of gratitude and an unparalleled level of care. Imagine you've borrowed a priceless artifact, a rare book, or a beautiful piece of art from a trusted friend. You wouldn't treat it carelessly, would you? You would handle it with reverence, ensuring its preservation, appreciating its unique qualities, and understanding that one day it will be returned to its rightful owner. This is precisely the mindset the Stoics encourage us to adopt towards everything in our lives. When you view your possessions, your phone, your car, your home, not as things you own outright, but as resources temporarily entrusted to your stewardship, a shift occurs. You move beyond mere consumption to conscious care. Instead of constantly desiring the next upgrade or feeling discontent with what you have, you begin to appreciate the utility and beauty of what is currently available to you. You maintain them better, use them more mindfully, and understand their value beyond their material cost. This perspective helps to mitigate the incessant cycle of consumerism that constantly tells us we are not enough, and what we have is inadequate. By treating things as borrowed, you break free from the invisible chains of material attachment, which paradoxically leads to a more discerning and responsible relationship with your belongings. This principle extends far beyond material wealth. Think about your relationships, your partner, your children, your friends, your family. They are not your possessions. They are individual beings with their own paths and destinies. When you treat them as borrowed, as cherished companions on a shared yet finite journey, you learn to cherish their presence more deeply. You invest in quality time, listen more intently, offer support without expectation of ownership, and appreciate the unique connection you share, knowing that relationships, like all things, evolve, change, and sometimes end. The anxiety of losing someone doesn't vanish entirely, but it transforms. Instead of a desperate clinging that can stifle a relationship, it becomes a profound appreciation for the present moment shared, a recognition of the precious, irreplaceable nature of each interaction. You learn to love not just for, but with awareness of impermanence, making the love richer, not weaker. Even your health and your very life are on loan. Our bodies, in their youth and vigor, often feel invincible. We take for granted the ease of movement, the clarity of thought, the absence of pain. But time, as the ultimate lender, will inevitably reclaim its due. By treating your health as borrowed, you are spurred to greater care, nourishing your body with wholesome food, moving it with intention, resting it adequately, and protecting your mind from unnecessary stress and negativity. This isn't about fear of illness or death, a proactive stewardship of the vessel that carries your consciousness. It's about honoring the temporary gift of your physical existence, maximizing its potential for virtue and purpose while it is yours to command. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, often translated as the premeditation of evils, ties into this beautifully. It's not about morbidly dwelling on potential misfortunes, but about mentally preparing for the possibility of loss. By acknowledging that your job could end, your relationships could change, your health could decline, or your possessions could be lost, you inoculate yourself against the shock of these events. When you've mentally rehearsed the return of what was borrowed, the actual event, if it occurs, is met with less emotional turmoil and more inner fortitude. You accept it as a natural part of life's ebb and flow, rather than a personal affront from fate. This habit fosters an extraordinary depth of gratitude. When nothing is taken for granted, everything becomes a gift. The sunrise, a simple meal, a kind word, the warmth of your home, These are no longer mundane occurrences, but precious moments in the grand loan of existence. This perspective allows you to extract joy and meaning from the simplest things, filling your life with a quiet, profound appreciation that is immune to external circumstances. It shifts your focus from what you lack to the abundance that surrounds you, transforming discontent into contentment, and fostering a sense of peace that resonates deeply within your soul. Embrace the understanding that everything is a temporary gift, and you will not only care for it better, but also savor it more fully, knowing that its presence is a blessing to be cherished while it is yours. Yes, speak less, listen more, unlock deeper understanding. In a world saturated with noise, where every platform encourages us to broadcast our thoughts, opinions, and even the most mundane details of our lives, the Stoic call to speak less, listen more, feels revolutionary. It cuts against the grain of a culture that often equates volume with importance and constant self-expression with authenticity. Yet, the wisdom embedded in this simple habit is profound, offering a pathway to deeper understanding, stronger relationships, and a more composed inner life. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, famously remarked, "Nature gave us one tongue and two ears so we could hear twice as much as we speak." This isn't just a clever observation. It's a direct instruction on how to engage with the world more effectively. Our tendency, fueled by ego or insecurity, is often to rush to judgment, to formulate our response while the other person is still speaking, or to dominate conversations with our own narratives. We speak to assert, to impress, to fill uncomfortable silences, or simply out of habit. But what do we lose in this constant output? When we speak too much, we risk revealing more than is necessary, committing to things prematurely, spreading gossip, or simply uttering foolishness. Every word spoken is an act of creation, and once released, it cannot be unsaid. The unexamined word can create misunderstandings, ignite conflicts, and diminish our credibility. Moreover, constant talking prevents us from truly internalizing and reflecting on the information presented by others, or even by our own thoughts. It obstructs the very process of learning and self-correction. The discipline of speaking less is not about becoming mute or withdrawn. It is about becoming deliberate with your words, choosing silence as a strategic tool, and cultivating the profound art of listening. True listening is an act of intellectual and emotional generosity. It requires setting aside your own preconceptions, resisting the urge to interrupt, and genuinely attempting to grasp the speaker's perspective, their underlying emotions, and the full context of their message. It's about creating space for the other person to fully express themselves, making them feel heard, valued, and understood. The benefits of this habit are multifold. Firstly, you gain deeper understanding. By listening intently, you absorb information you might otherwise miss. You pick up on nuances, unspoken concerns, and subtle cues that reveal a richer truth than mere words alone. This improves your decision-making, as your understanding is built on a more comprehensive foundation. Secondly, you build stronger relationships. When people feel genuinely heard, trust deepens, empathy flourishes, and connections become more authentic. You become a person others seek out not just for advice, but for the comfort of being truly seen and acknowledged. This is an invaluable skill in both personal and professional spheres. Thirdly, you gain wisdom. Silence creates an internal space for reflection. As you listen to others, or even to the quiet murmurings of your own mind, you can process information, connect ideas, and formulate more thoughtful, insightful responses. You learn not just from external sources, but from the quiet digestion of experiences and observations. The Stoics understood that wisdom often resides in contemplation, in the patient observation of the world, rather than in endless chatter. Fourthly, you cultivate self-control, resisting the impulse to speak, to interrupt, to offer an unsolicited opinion is a powerful exercise in self-mastery. It strengthens your discipline, teaching you to pause, to weigh your words, and to choose silence when it serves a greater purpose. This quiet strength radiates outward, conveying an aura of thoughtfulness and composure that garners respect far more effectively than any flood of words ever could. In our modern digital landscape, where the noise is constant and the clamor for attention relentless, the habit of speaking less and listening more is a radical act of self-preservation and wisdom. It encourages us to step back from the performative aspects of communication and instead focus on genuine connection and understanding. Before you contribute to the cascade of opinions, before you rush to defend or explain, take a breath. Listen. Observe. Let the silence inform your response. You will find that when you do choose to speak, your words will carry greater weight, resonate with deeper truth, and contribute far more meaningfully to any conversation, enriching not just your interactions, but your entire inner world. The quiet revolution begins with the choice to open your ears wider and your mouth a little less often. 7. Live with impermanence. Find presence in life's fleeting nature. And finally, we arrive at perhaps the most profound and challenging Stoic habit, living with impermanence. This is the ultimate confrontation with reality, the bedrock upon which all other Stoic wisdom is built. From the moment we are born, we are on an irreversible journey through a world defined by change. Everything, without exception, is in a constant state of flux. Heraclitus famously declared, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man." This truth, though self-evident, is one we often spend our entire lives trying to deny, resist, or escape. Our deepest anxieties often stem from this struggle against impermanence. We cling to youth, fight against aging, desperately try to hold on to relationships that are evolving, jobs that are temporary, and possessions that are destined to degrade or be lost. We build elaborate mental fortresses to protect ourselves from the inevitable truth that everything, including our very lives, is fleeting. And in doing so, we unwittingly become prisoners of our own resistance, condemning ourselves to suffering when change inevitably arrives. The Stoics, far from fearing impermanence, embraced it as the fundamental nature of existence. They didn't see death or loss as a failure, but as an integral and necessary part of the cosmic order. This isn't a morbid preoccupation, but a liberating insight. To truly live with impermanence is to understand that the very fragility of life is what makes it precious. It's the fleeting beauty of a sunset that makes us pause and appreciate its colors. If it lasted forever, it would lose its magic. This habit, often summarized by the phrase memento mori, remember you will die, is not about inducing despair, but about awakening us to the richness of the present moment. If life is finite, then every breath, every conversation, every experience becomes an invaluable gift. It shifts our focus from endlessly pursuing future pleasures or dwelling on past regrets to fully inhabiting the now. The present moment is the only one we ever truly possess, the only arena in which we can act, reason, and exercise virtue. Consider the ordinary moments of your day, the taste of your morning coffee, the warmth of the sun on your skin, a simple laugh with a friend, the quiet solitude of your own thoughts. How often do we rush past these moments, mentally already on to the next task, the next worry, the next ambition? When you live with impermanence, these seemingly mundane instances transform. You realize that this specific taste, this specific warmth, this specific laugh will never happen again in precisely the same way. This awareness cultivates a profound sense of presence and gratitude for what is, rather than yearning for what isn't or what once was. This clarity that impermanence offers also helps us prioritize what truly matters. If your time is limited, how will you choose to spend it? Will you waste it on trivial complaints, petty grievances, or endless distractions? Or will you dedicate it to cultivating your character, serving others, pursuing meaningful work, and nurturing genuine connections? The awareness of life's brevity acts as a powerful filter, helping you to shed the superfluous and focus on what aligns with your deepest values and virtues. It empowers you to live a life of deliberate intention, rather than passively drifting through existence. Furthermore, embracing impermanence builds resilience. When you understand that all things arise and pass away, you are less buffeted by external changes. You learn to greet adversity not as a permanent affliction, but as a temporary state, an opportunity for growth that will, in time, also pass. The Stoic ideal of amor fati, the love of fate, finds its deepest expression here. Loving not just the good, but accepting and even embracing the transient nature of all things, the entire unfolding tapestry of life with its peaks and valleys. Living with impermanence is not about becoming indifferent to the world, but about engaging with it more fully, more vibrantly, and more virtuously. It liberates you from the anxiety of trying to control what cannot be controlled, and instead empowers you to focus on what lies entirely within your dominion. Your judgments, your desires, your aversions, and your actions in this very moment. It reminds you that the only thing truly yours is your character, forged in the crucible of your choices, day by fleeting day. As you commit to these 7 Stoic habits, starting your day in silence, embracing silent action, prioritizing less but better, desiring less and acting more, treating everything as borrowed, speaking less and listening more, and living with impermanence, you are not just preparing for the year ahead. You are embarking on a profound transformation, reshaping the very way you engage with reality, with yourself, and with the fleeting yet infinitely precious gift of existence. This journey is about breaking free from destructive cycles and stepping into a life of true meaning, a life anchored in virtue, resilience, and freedom. Remember Marcus Aurelius's profound words: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This isn't merely a philosophical dictum, it's a blueprint for living. These Stoic habits are the practical tools for exercising that power, for building that inner fortress where true strength resides. They are not about escaping the world, but about engaging with it with unparalleled clarity, purpose, and calm. So as you move forward, consider this. Will you allow the noise of the world to dictate your inner state, or will you choose to become the silent architect of your own character, the quiet master of your own mind? A path to a life of meaning, resilience, and freedom is not found in chasing external achievements, but in cultivating the virtuous habits within. The opportunity for transformation is not in some distant future, but in the choices you make, silently and deliberately, beginning today. What kind of master will you become of your own life before 2026 arrives, and in all the years that follow? If you found value in this reflection, please like this video, share it with someone who might benefit from these insights, and subscribe to the channel for more wisdom for navigating the modern world. Let me know in the comments below which of these habits resonates most deeply with you, and how you plan to integrate it into your daily life. Your journey towards inner strength inspires us all.